G'day, I'm Kit Perry and this is Frank, and this is my review of my parabolic suspension. So I've had parabolic suspension in Frank for about 3 years now. So I've got them in front and back. I got them from NQ Springs in Townsville, and I've had a few requests to do a review of them, so here we go and hope you enjoy. Rightio, so first things to get straight first is Frank is, a 40 series, but he's sitting on a 75 series chassis. So that's the reason why I can fit parabolics underneath him. At the moment, Terrain Tamer, I hear, are trying to bring out some parabolics specifically for 40 series chassis. So I think that'll be a good one for the future. There's also a bloke in Europe who can do them as well, but he needs an order of about 10 to be able to sort of send them over. But that's another option for anyone that's still on a 40 series chassis. But if you're on a 75 series chassis or even I think 76, 78s, I'm pretty sure most of the 70s that aren't coil can take the parabolics. They're excellent. Like I'd highly recommend them. So some of the advantages of parabolic suspension over your traditional leaf pack. So the first thing is a traditional leaf pack, like you've got about 8 or 9 leaves there that work on friction between the leaves. So the suspension has to overcome that friction for it to move. So the negative side of that obviously is the ride and the comfort of it. Whereas with the parabolic, so basically what a parabolic suspension is, actually I'll show you. So let's go and have a little look. Get underneath here. So you can sort of see them there. So they're the parabolics. So you can see you got basically here, your two main leaves and then another leaf at the bottom. So how it basically works is as it gets out further, it tapers less and less. So that's what the parabolic aspect of it comes from, is that as it sort of moves away from the center, it becomes sort of thinner and thinner. So your thickest part of your leaf spring is in the middle. All right, so so the benefit of that is that you don't actually have the same friction in a traditional leaf pack. So the leaves on a parabolic suspension don't actually touch. So the first biggest benefit is the comfort of the ride. So I wouldn't go as far as saying it's as comfortable as a coil sprung vehicle, but to be honest with you, it's pretty close. So I always have a bit of a laugh, when I sort of pull up in Frank and, I get a lot of people that come and say g'day and have a chat. The first thing they say is, oh, I bet it's rough as guts, but it's not at all. We recently did a trip down to Fraser Island, so did, 2,500 Ks all up, and it was comfortable as, at the end of the day, we sort of get out of the vehicle and, we're, no worse for wear than when we started the day. So the parabolics are excellent in that regard. So number one is the ride comfort. Number two, because you don't have to overcome that friction between the packs, you can get some pretty good flex out of them. So, I mean, you can sort of see there, like it's flexing up pretty well. Your wheel's not coming off at all, and yeah, it's not too bad. I'll give you a little look. 2 secs. So I just drove up on a bit of a tree branch just to give you an idea, but you can sort of see, like it's some decent flex there. I'll try and get some more shots on other places in the property so you can get more of an understanding of it, but they definitely flex really, really well, which is a big benefit of them. Yeah, they are significantly better in terms of comfort, significantly better in terms of flex, which is good. They're also significantly lighter. So when I replaced the old pack, I would say that these ones are probably half the weight of the normal leaf springs that we had in before, which is good because then, that weight that I saved there, I can put into other parts of the vehicle. The ones that I've got in are, from memory, they're the 300 to 500 kilogram ones. So is that right?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, right. So it definitely is absolutely more comfortable in terms of the ride. In terms of the flex, you know, like it sort of speaks for itself. It flexes really well and without having to do much to it at all. One thing actually you've got to be aware of too is, so being obviously able to sort of flex more easily, you need to also think about upgrading your shocks when you do it. So in the back I've got some more heavy duty EFS extreme ones in, and they're really good. I've got to still upgrade my front ones to suit, and that's probably one of the next sort of jobs I'll be looking at doing, but they've been okay since I put it in anyway. So yeah, all right, so more comfortable, flex better. Another benefit is with the process that they make the parabolic suspension, they're actually less prone to sagging than your traditional leaf pack. So as I said before, I've had these ones in for about 3 years now, and literally I've probably sagged 2 or 3 mil, like not enough for me to even perceive the difference, you know. So, and you know, I've taken measurements all the way along to sort of see how it goes, and I've had some heavy loads in the back of this too. At one stage there, I had the canopy off and I put 750 kilos in the back of road base for the driveway at home, and I measured it up actually, and I can throw up the photos of it afterwards, but you know, the actual droop from doing that, you know, wasn't even that bad. But also you'd think afterwards that maybe it would affect the, you know, the suspension and, you know, loading it up like that, but it literally hasn't sagged at all in the 3 years I've owned it. So I think that's a real benefit of them. You know, like you're not obviously having to replace the packs as much as, or as often as you would with a normal or a traditional leaf pack. So that's another good thing. So they're less prone to sagging. They've also got a military wrap on one end, which I think is a great safety feature. So basically what the military wrap is where the leaf spring attaches to the eye on the frame. You've got the one leaf that comes around, then the other second leaf does another military wrap around, so that if this ever broke, so you know, you could imagine if you're up north going to the tip and you know, some of the corrugation, you know, you have some troubles, then if that breaks, then you've got a secondary leaf there with the military wrap that's going to maintain its position, which I think is a great safety feature. So yeah, you've got all those ones. What else? Yeah, they're just, I think they're an excellent design, you know, like they really work well. If you've got a 75 series, I'd highly recommend throwing them in there. If you've got the 40, then either, you know, wait till Terrain Tamer come out with them, or I know there's a bloke on Facebook, Mon Bryce, who's set up a page specifically for 40 series that are looking to do parabolics, and you know, if you all come together, you might even be able to get this bloke in Europe to do up a set and send them out. So you never know, but yeah, they're an excellent design. I'd highly recommend them, and if you've got any questions, hit me up below. Cheers. Rightio. So back in suburbia, unfortunately, just came back from the property today. So I think I answered most of the questions I was asked on Facebook and Insta, but I'll just quickly go through them because I think there's a couple of things I sort of should, you know, make sure I've covered. So ride comfort, yeah, absolutely. It's much more comfortable. You know, it's really, honestly, it is very close to a coil sprung vehicle in terms of the comfort. So no problems there. Suspension articulation, yeah, it definitely flexes a lot better. Pros and cons in comparison to normal leaf springs was another question I had. I think, yeah, hopefully I've covered most of those. If I haven't, hit me up below and I'll answer any specific points. The last one here is from Marcel on Facebook. Is the extra cash for parabolics worth it? Absolutely, 100% Marcel. I would, tomorrow, you know, spend the money again and put it back into it. I think it's, they've been one of the best mods that I've done on Frank. You know, it's sort of, it's one of those mods where it really does sort of transform, you know, the vehicle. Makes it a lot more comfortable on those long trips. Like our trip down to Fraser, like, you know, literally a piece of cake. You know, we drove down there with 2 kids in the back, and, you know, I don't think my wife, and my wife doesn't complain, but I don't think my wife complained once about, you know, the comfort of it. You know, because it's great. It is comfortable. It literally just, you know, floats along on the highway. It's just, yeah, beautiful in that way. It's a funny one, you know, like there's not many things I think in life, and especially with 4-wheel drives, where there's no sort of compromise in a sense, you know, like pretty much everything you do, it's sort of, you know, horses for courses, and, you know, it's sort of, yeah, you got to sort of weigh up the advantages and disadvantages of something. But apart from the cost of parabolic suspension, I literally can't knock them in any way at all. You know, like they carry more weight more effectively, they flex better, they're more comfortable, they're, you know, all these things I've said. You know, I'm not going to sort of, you know, carry on about it anymore, but, you know, I really am impressed with them. So anyway, before filming this today, I had a chat to NQ Springs and I said, listen, I'm doing this, and I didn't give them enough time to sort of come back to me, but they basically said to me that, you know, if someone does want to get a set of parabolics and, you know, are sort of keen to go through NQ Springs and get them through them, and they're a great mob to deal with, I'd highly recommend NQ Springs. You know, they've always been really easy to talk to, down to earth, look after you when you go in, you know, like they're good guys in there. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you do want to, if you've got a 70 series and you want to grab a set of the parabolics, get in touch with me and I will put you in touch with Dion or Peter over at NQ Springs. And, you know, you never know, they might be able to hook you up with a bit of a discount or something. So who knows? But anyway, and if you have any questions at all, like, hit me up down below, or you can find me on Instagram with Frank and Cruises. And yeah, I'm more than happy to have a chat, and yeah, should be good. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, leave a comment if you've got any questions. See ya.